Looks like we lost him.
Oh my gosh, you're bleeding. Did you get bit?
Oh, that? It's just a scratch. I hurt myself on the way here.
Hold on, let me help.
Oh, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. What are you doing?
Zombies. You got slow ones, fast ones, one that are mutated, and others you can fuck with?
Ugh.
I love watching zombie movies. It's pretty much my favorite horror genre of all time. Unlike most horror films, you're not chased by a boogeyman, a guy in a mask, or a ghost using cheap jump scares. Zombies are an active threat. If anything, they're like your typical monster horror movies. Except this time, the monsters are you. Yeah, usually one bite from these bastards and you turn into one. Pretty simple. I also like it when they explore new ideas like Splinter and whatever the hell Resident Evil is doing. My biggest complaint about zombies in media, especially in shows like The Walking Dead, is that the zombies end up being the least of your concerns. It usually ends up fighting other people. That's no fun, but that's a review for another day. I also love anime. So when you combine the two, it's a recipe for a good time. I am sure the anime I'm going to review today would be awesome.
You had me worried there for... What?
Well, I guess that's it for you then.
Well, shit. This video is definitely going to get demonetized, though I'm not even making money off of it anyways. F it, we ball. High School of the Dead. It was the first zombie anime I ever watched, though there were times wherein I accidentally watched High School DxD because I thought the D stands for dead. Imagine my surprise when I get to see some uncensored bits. Anyway, High School of the Dead holds a special place in my heart from my weeb years. Funny enough, there weren't that many zombie anime back then, which is kinda strange. I guess Japan isn't all that big on the zombie genre. Anime like Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress and Zom 100 didn't come out until much later, and there's also School Life, and that shit's pretty good, but the focus is more on a psychological aspect, which I adore. Other than that, the pool is very shallow. I mean, we got zombie waifus twice, and characters who happen to be zombies, but they're not your traditional ones. And we also have zombie idols.
I love it.
Like I said, zombie anime are few and far between, and High School of the Dead just scratched that itch. Just to clarify, I watched this series without knowing anything about its content. All I knew was that it was a zombie anime, and I was instantly intrigued. I quickly realized that the anime is definitely not for children. I was like 14 when I saw it, so yeah, those hormones were off the chart. So what's so special about this anime that keeps getting referenced even to this day? Well, let's dive in. The anime starts off with a right hook. We're introduced to our first characters, Takashi, the group leader. He seems kinda generic, not gonna lie. A good guy who puts others before himself, though he is kinda selfish and mean sometimes. I guess his relationship with Rei is interesting as the season goes on. Other than that, he doesn't really stand out compared to the other characters. Rei is Takashi's love interest, though at first she wants nothing to do with him. They had made promise to be together, but Takashi's indecisiveness pushed her away. She moved on and dated his best friend, Hisashi, instead. She apparently smart, but tends to fold under pressure and kinda relies on Takashi when they're in hot waters. Especially this scene where she doesn't want to be with that psycho teacher.
No way! I won't do it! I'm not staying here with him!
Hey, quit squirming!
I don't know, man. I think you're better off with that pervert. The one thing I like to point out, though, is that she has these antennas here that reminds me of a cockroach, and the animators forgot to put it in some of the scenes, which I find kind of funny. Next up is Hasashi, president of the Sojutsu Club and Rei's current boyfriend, or now ex-boyfriend later on in the episode. He seems like a chill guy. Too bad we don't get to know him more because he turned to a zombie as early as episode 1.
What about you? I've got a black belt in karate. What the f?
I'm sorry, they're not referred to them as zombies in this anime. Just like in every other media, it's like they're allergic to calling them zombies as zombies. So what's the nickname does this show call these monsters? Walkers? Biters? Freakers? Nope, they call them them. Are you fucking kidding? Anyway, if bitch was a personality, Saya is her.
Because I don't like stupid people.
I really like Sayla. She's your classic tsundere, an abrasive, arrogant, self-proclaimed genius who talks shit to hide the fact that she cares deeply about her friends. Her knowledge and deductive capabilities are pretty useful to get her group out of dangerous situations multiple times. Hell, she even discovers that the them are actually blind and reacts to mostly sound. It's funny that everyone in the group is kind of put off by her because, you know, she's a bitch. Yet only one person in the group not only just tolerate her, but I think actually likes her, and it's Kota.
That's why you're so fat. You need to put down the Walmart Cheetos and exercise.
I like her relationship with Kota. Kota is this overweight otaku who gets pushed around a lot, but once you give him a gun, his confidence skyrockets. He's out here unintentionally rizzing up Saya.
You rude little otaku! How dare you interrupt me while I'm talking? Why would you do that?
I don't know, because I really like your voice.
I need to take notes. Who knew being a nerd could really actually bring in the ladies? He is surprisingly creative and has really good knowledge when it comes to weapons. Later, we meet Psycho, a stone-cold student with a crazy kendo skills. She's calm and collected in most situations, but when we learn about her past, that trauma nearly breaks her. Takashi snaps her out of it by reliving her trauma? That makes no f***ing sense, but you know what? Whatever. Other than that, she too doesn't have that much of a personality like Takashi, but she brought in more interesting action sequences than any other characters. And finally, we got Shizuka. The only adult in the group, and hopelessly aloof.
I'm sorry. What was your name again, please?
I swear, she should have died multiple times, but plot armor keeps her alive. She's the group's doctor and the only one who knows how to drive, but she's also a comic relief. You can tell because she's the only character with jiggle sound effects.
Oh, I hate these stupid floor mats. Jeez.
Yet somehow has the least fan service? The only other useful thing about her is that she knows a person that has a weapon vault. Kota had a field day with that. Later on, we got a dog and a little girl who thankfully did not get sexualized. Except...
Wait, what did you just say?
I've gotta pee.
Oh no. What
No,
about...
I can't. I can't hold it anymore.
God, I hate Japan sometimes. And finally, we are introduced to our main human antagonist is Shido.
Well, I guess that's it for you then.
A psycho teacher who is malicious and manipulative to his students. He is a cunning bastard who wants to create a twisted version of a new world and kill off anyone he sees as weak, a real cult leader type. And yes, there is an orgy scene, and no, I do not want to talk about it. But still, we're dealing with them, and it has the same dilemma as The Walking Dead. These are slow-moving zombies. How the hell did they take over the world? And I mean the world. Even America is getting their butt whooped by these slow-moving sluggers. Like, yes, I have read the book World War Z and the Battle of Yonkers and how these zombies humiliated the American military, but come on, it really shouldn't be that hard to beat them. Yes, they're physically stronger than humans, but they're also blind. You can literally just sneak past them. As long as you don't make a sound, you're fine. Still, High School of the Dead is your generic zombie survival anime with a ridiculous amount of fan service, but the action? Pretty insane, I'm gonna tell you what. If there's one thing people remember from this anime, it's a scene where the bullet passes between Seiko's boobs in slow motion. Not every scene is like that, but every action does get crazy at times. I genuinely like the creative direction of this anime. It stands out from your typical zombie media at the time, before World War Z came along and turned everything into a CGI mess. So what do I think of the anime? To an extent, I liked it, but
The law requires that I answer no.
being an adult sucks. I have a hard time reviewing this anime because how the hell do I tell people it's good without looking like a total creep? The anime definitely has a target demographic, and you know Japan, their culture, especially around consent, is significantly different and often problematic. Even though this anime has explicit fan service, that doesn't automatically make it a bad anime. A lot of animes I enjoy, like Kill la Kill or No Game No Life, also has fan service. Don't get me wrong, I'm a filthy degenerate like all of you. I enjoy a little fan service here and there. I just wish many shows didn't involve many underage characters, but that's the nature of Japan, I guess. It's just unfortunate that some anime has great characters and engaging stories, but the fan service really overshadows the main plot. It's very distracting and can bring down the plot when jiggle physics and panty shots are thrown in your face every 10 seconds. I mean, their skirts are as aerodynamic as tissue paper. Its reception in the West is pretty mixed. Some people loved it because Zombie Media at the time was weird. Hollywood was either turning into this comedy or making dumb zombie romance films. High School of the Dead felt like a breath of fresh air, especially with its horror elements and over-the-top action most of the time. Others hated it because of the usual anime stigma back then, because remember, anime wasn't mainstream until later in the late 2010s. And of course, the wildly inappropriate content. Not the gore, but the other stuff. The joke runs dry at this point, you know what I mean. The animation is pretty solid for an early 2010s anime. I mean, it's made by Madhouse, so that makes sense. But the story's kinda butt. Like I said earlier, the story is nothing to write home about. Some characters have more plot than the actual plot itself. But hey, it's definitely a fun watch, flaws and all. I usually don't talk about the authors behind animes or mangas because, let's be real, most of them has a laundry list of controversies, or they keep their lives private so that there's little to no information about them available, which is respectable. But I do want to talk about this author in particular. At the end of the series, there is this infamous ending scene here.
The Battle of Takashi and the others will continue, so don't miss the next season. To be continued. See you next time.
Why the fuck you lying? Why?
And people make fun of it to death because since then, the anime doesn't even have a season 2. Despite its popularity, why isn't there a season 2? Well, I'm gonna rip this band-aid right away. Daisuke Sato passed away in 2017 due to a heart disease, marked the end of the High School of the Dead series. The manga has been on and off hiatus, with the last update in 2013, and his death left it permanently unfinished. Soji Sato,
No relation.
his partner and illustrator, chose not to continue the series, and honestly, I respect that. Some stories should stay unfinished rather than being wrapped up without the creator's vision. Like Berserk, it stands as a time capsule of potential tragedy and impact. One bad example is when Monty Ooms passed away in 2015 at Ruby's height of popularity. The heads of Rooster's Teeth decides to continue the project with the scripts and idea left by him. Some of you guys know the pile of shit turned out.
Ruby made friends with a tiny mouse. Blake and I got caught by killer vines, and you got your arm stolen by a
talking raccoon riding on a purple wagon filled with trash.
Yes, that.
Who knows what Ruby would have been like if Monty was still alive. I just think it's best that some projects are just left unfinished. All in all, High School of the Dead will remain in the anime culture as one of the most absurd anime plots, and people would keep reposting that scene till X decides to shut itself down. If you love zombies, or if you just love to goon, I highly recommend High School of the Dead. Now will you excuse me? I had to fend off these stinkies, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.